everybody! This is Christian Pokemon Champion here with another video. The Can You Beat Pokemon Emerald? Using only Explosion. What the bleep? Now before I begin the intro, please if you're willing, like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Doing these really help out the channel. Lastly, if you enjoy these challenge videos, maybe consider clicking on the notification bell looking thing. This way you'll be less likely to miss out. Now the rules. 1. I can only use Explosion to deal a blow of damage to my opponent. Due to the nature of this challenge, you cannot beat the game with just one Pokemon, unless you use lots of revives. So as to avoid this, 2. I will be allowing the use of up to 6 Pokemon for my team. 3. Furthermore, because Explosion is a normal type move, Ghosts are immune, so the use of Order Sleuth and Foresight are necessary. 4. HM Martyrs are allowed at Sainthood, and lastly 5. Items are not allowed in battle, except held items, but not using them is considered best practice. Since I'll be having 6 Pokemon for this run, I'll be skipping the base stat and moveset portions of the video, otherwise the intro will be a little too long. Plus in terms of moveset, clearly I'm only allowed to use Explosion. To find out which Pokemon I chose to add to the team for this challenge, well, I guess we just have to keep on watching the video. Wink, wink. By the way, if you want to watch the whole live stream series, it'll be in the link below. And if hours of me playing a game isn't your style, I did do highlights of these streams, which are about 15 to 20 minutes. Also in the description below. Now let's begin! I named myself Jope Jr. and I swapped Trico for Regice. This way I'd be giving May, who is completely forgotten by the time we reach the 7th gym, an advantage. Humorously, despite losing Regice to Explosion in the fight with Zigzagoon, the game still thinks I won. Hashtag plot armor. Thereafter, I cheated Regirock and Registeel into the PC. Again, I need more than one Pokemon to complete this challenge. Moreover, since I chose Regice as my starter, I feel it is fitting to add the other Regis to the team. Now before we begin our challenge, let's explain how I'll be gaining experience. Clearly, I don't obtain any if my Pokemon goes To bypass this issue, I'll be having one of my bombers at the front, switch out to another bomber on my team, and use Explosion to defeat my opponent. This way the first Pokemon obtains experience. Unfortunately, the second one does not. You're such a trooper. On Route 101, I make sure I get a push for the use of Order Sleuth. Not a good boy. Now, unfortunately, it is apparent that if my Pokemon has more Pokemon than I do Kamikazes, I will not be able to win the match. So this bug trainer with 4 Pokemon is not yet possible for me to defeat. Once I arrive at Rustboro City, let's attempt the gym. At these levels, it is not possible to defeat even the trainers due to their natural resistance to normal type moves. Once my team was at least level 8, I was then strong enough to fight the leader. Despite using a really powerful move, my team is still not able to take down these Geodudes. After a bit of training, my team finally got to level 15, which took a long bleeping time because we had to start over because we messed up and lost a bunch of data since I didn't save after losing a battle with a stupid bug trainer with 4 Pokemon. You're on thin ice, bug man. We were ready to fight Roxanne with the Regis. One explosion was enough for their first Geodude, their second Geodude, and finally their Nosepass. As you can tell, I'm going to be saying I won with one attack for practically the entire challenge. By the way, it did take me 44 attempts to win. Although I probably miscounted terribly there because I messed up. Next is the save Pico. Pico! For saving a Wingull, I'm given an opportunity to do even more free labor. Seems fair. Once I do this, I go straight back to the same dude so that he can give me the experience share. With this nifty item, I can now skip switch training in order for my Pokemon to gain experience. I can now just go boom boom. With that, let's fight Brawly. I did fail in my first attempt since I messed up. Whoops. But afterwards, Machop, Meditite, and Makuhita all lost to my mighty C4. Now that I can reach a name raider, I take the time to nickname all my Pokemon, since I didn't really do so earlier. Titanic, Wallace, and Reggie Jackson. Dude, I am the funniest person ever. Once this was done, my audience informed me that Seedtot can learn Explosion. Wait, Seedtot can learn Explosion? Dude, I have to have an exploding seed on my team. Immediately I went to where the wild Seeddots live and caught one. My goal then was to bring them to a level where they can participate in the fireworks. After hours of training, I got Seedtot to level 43, where they learn Explosion. So we officially have our 4th member of our team. With the power of Dynamite, we swiftly defeated the difficult battle with a rival. This man is beautiful. I know you have 6 Pokemon. Don't look at me! Giving Watson a try, my biggest fear was that dang Magneton. But let's try anyway. My first attempt went awry because I used the wrong Pokemon on Magneton. Other than using Explosion, I don't have a lot of strategy to work with in order to defeat my opponent. But I did find out that making sure I used the correct Pokemon, that is having the higher physical attacker on the team, against the opponents with better physical defense gave me an advantage. Second attempt, I had Seedtot fight Voltorb and took them out. Titanic defeated Electrike. Wallace had a lot of physical strength, so they were enough for Magneton. Last up was Manectric, and Reggie Jackson was strong enough. I love that this guy is looking for glasses, but you have a pair of glasses on your face right now! Along the way to the 4th badge, I caught a Geodude, the 5th member of the team, and named them Datarid Go Boy. Art is an explosion! Oh dear, dear. Are your Pokemon still tired? You should take another rest. That's a fine idea. You should do that. That's right, take your time and rest up. Oh dear, dear, are your Pokemon still tired? You should take another rest. That's a fine idea. Later on, fighting Flannery, I found that they were a bit tough, so I did take a good chunk of time leveling my team up. Titanic was responsible for Numble's defeat. Reggie Jackson was the hitman for Slugma. Wallace KO'd the beefy Camerupt. Right after that, Datara finally joined the Explosion Challenge by learning our team's signature move. And Seed Todd proved himself and avenged his brothers by taking out the Torkoal. Now because I have daddy issues, I'ma beat my dad up. Spinda of course wasn't an issue. The big man himself was the focus. But because of Wallace's great attack, Slack King lost to an explosion. Wait. So Wallace, turned out, wasn't enough for their fantastic base stat. But thankfully I have more bombers, so Datara finished them off. Reggie Jackson feinted the Vigoroth with a crit, and finally Seed Tot KO'd the Lanoon, giving me the win. Dude, who are you? Plot twist, that's my real dad. I'm home! I'm home! Yeah, he puked. As defeating Team Aqua and getting the cast form, I fought my rival. Seed Tot, use explosion! Protect! No! We were meant to die together! Yet again, I was forced to level up to fight a gym leader. Guess which Pokemon was the reason for this time. After a while, I was able to take down the Swablu with Titanic. Tropius lost to my mighty Seed Tot. Just to know, whenever I defeat a Pokemon, the game doesn't provide me the information of what Pokemon I'm up against. So if I choose the wrong Pokemon because they weren't strong enough for that particular opponent, I would have to switch out to the proper Pokemon. In this case, I had to switch to Reggie Jackson because he was strong enough for this Pelipper. Which, by the way, had Protect, so I had to keep that in mind. Luckily this time they chose to use Water Gun instead. Next up is Skarmory, who used Steel Wing. Any damage except being KO'd of course, doesn't generally affect the outcome of the match, so no worries. Therefore, Datara was able to finally take down this wall of a Pokemon. Last up is Altaria. They destroyed the town with an earthquake, which is equivalent to an 8.5 on the magnitude scale, which would be considered to be in the top 20 highest scaled earthquakes in recorded history. Thank you very much. In response, I further destroyed the town with an explosion. Dang, I really feel sorry for this place. Wait, what are we supposed to do next? Right, Jagged Pass. I'll just give my trusty flying type. Where'd he go? He flew away! Great, now I have to walk all the way to Jagged Pass. All the way to Jagged Pass!
Dude, if Jonah could walk across a desert, you can walk the Jagged Pass to speed up.
Stinking Aaron, get out of here! That's a nice boulder. What the bleep? He was self-destruct. Yeah, poser? Let's talk to Harry Peck guy. Why is there a nest ball in here? Who's leaving their balls on the ground? Are we living in a barn house? No. Pick up your balls. Can we use escape rope in the Team Aqua hideout? No? Thanks, Dad, for telling us we can't use escape rope. Okay, it's time to beat up some kids. I hate this puzzle. Why'd you gotta make things so complicated? Now, usually this double battle match is horribly difficult in most challenges. However, this time, we're not alone. Prior to exploding, I switched Seed Tot out for Reggie Jackson because I'm certain he can take an explosion. Unfortunately, Claydol used Earthquake, leaving Reggie Jackson HP to KO range. Thereafter, Wallace used an explosion, taking out everybody. Last up were Lunatone and Solrock. Seed Tot did his job, taking half of both their HPs. To finish what Seed Tot started, Datara was the final fuse to blow away these rocks. Art is an explosion! Unfortunately, it also taken Titanic with him. I love that this guy is blocking the way. Get out of the way! Fat lard! Admin Maxine was tough. It was a close call since Crobat used Mean Look, because if Geodude hadn't KO'd them, we may have lost the battle. By the way, my mother was actually the one playing the game during this portion of the live stream. She did really well. Why can't we be friends? 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 Now that we saved the world with my beautiful voice, and got nothing for it, I suppose let's fight a man with a decent mustache. Datara took a tough water pulse, but again, as long as I survive the attack, I will win the battle. Wishcash used Rain Dance, in vain because I took them out. Seed Tot outsped the sweet, sweet moustache. Quadrant lost to Reggie Jackson, and last up was Kingdra. While they did use Water Pulse, which nearly defeated Wallace, he survived, winning me the match. I am inevitable. At the Poke League, but you guys already know that I'm never good enough for the Elite Four. Stinging high standards, you know exactly what I'm gonna do in response. I'm gonna sing about my feelings. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind, wanting to start again? Do you ever feel so paper thin, like a house of cards, one from caving in? Do you ever feel already buried deep, 6 feet under screams and no one seems to hear a thing? Do you know that there's still a chance for you, 'cause there's a spark in you? You just gotta ignite the light and let it shine. just on the night like the 4th of July. Baby, you're a firework. Come on, show 'em what you're worth. Make 'em go ah, 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 as you shoot across the sky. High, boom, boom, boom. Even brighter than the moon, moon, moon. It's always been inside you, you, you. And now it's time to let it through. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, show 'em what you're worth. Make 'em go ah, 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 as you shoot across the sky. I hope you guys feel encouraged from that song's message, because we're gonna need high self-esteem if we're gonna beat this Elite Four. First off is Sydney. Mighty Anna has Intimidate, which lowers our physical attack. He used Double Edge after I switched it out. Next turn he crunched me, which took quite a bit of damage. Nice try, not the good boy, but it's boom boom time. Carnot sunk with the Titanic. Jiraiya would often use Double Team, making it a little annoying, but as long as I'm lucky, we can bypass his hacks. Scarecrow lost to an Exploding Seed, and finally Absol lost to Reggie Jackson. By the way, I didn't count how many times we had to reset for the Elite Four, because I didn't think about counting during the stream. Good job, CBC. Just assume that took a bit of work to win for the Elite Four. Next up is Phoebe. I'm sure a lot of you wondered how I would bypass her ghosts, since Explosion can, for some reason, not hit them. Like I said in the intro, I'll be using Otisluth to handle her, which is just the coolest sounding attack ever. This is why I had Not the Good Boy on my team. First up is Dusclops number 1. Unfortunately, they do have Protect, so I'd have to keep using Otisluth until eventually I would get them, and then switch out for another Pokemon to take them out, hoping they wouldn't use Protect. This process of having Not the Good Boy use Otisluth and then switching out is consistent throughout the battle, so assume if you see a Ghost Pokemon lose to an Explosion, then I must have used Otisluth. Sableye lost to Seatot. They did use Double Teams, so be careful. Baguette lost to Data Girl Boy. Last up was the final Dusclops. I used Otisluth for the final time. I used Ice Beam, nearly taking my Pokemon out. It is at this point of the battle where you have to be careful to keep your last Pokemon alive, because otherwise I would lose to a tie. It's a good thing Not the Good Boy survived, because Reggie Jackson hit a home run. Get it? Yeah, neither do I. And finish off this Elite Four member. Thereafter, our next opponent was Glacia. Glacia was ironically one of the tougher Elite Four members. A lot of it had to do with the fact that my team is slow and weak to water and ice attacks. But this time, Data Girl Boy beat Water Mustache Dog. Wallace dodged the Sheer Cold and took out the beefy Walrein. Titanic took out Glalie. Seatot shaved off the other mustache with a crit, although I didn't think it was all that necessary. And Reggie Jackson yet again took out the last Pokemon. Trying to steal the spotlight, buddy? The last Elite Four member was a little tougher, so I had Seatot evolve into Jiraiya to give me an upper hand. I also forgot to heal my Pokemon's PP. I have no more PP? Guys, no! I have no more PP! For Shogun, they spam Protect, like me spamming coupons at a grocery store, so I'd have to switch out between Pokemon until he would either stop using Protect or literally lost its PP. Literally? Yeah, dang it, Shogun! Finally, I could take this guy with the Titanic. By the way, did you know that Shogun has more physical defense than Salamence? I didn't know that. Reggie Jackson for once wasn't the last Pokemon to defeat a Pokemon. Wallace took out Kingdra, which had Surf, so I had to make sure I get around that. Basically, I just needed to make sure that they were using Dragon Dance instead of Surf. Altaria lost to Data Good Boy. Guts! And finally, now that Seatot is the Toad Sage of the mountain, he is now strong enough to take out Salamence. Man, I'm making a lot of Naruto references in this video. Now before I show how I handled the champion, during the stream my phone died, and I thought it was pretty hilarious. Oh no, my phone's dying. I can't read your comments now. Oh no, guys, give me 1 second. Oh, my phone died. I forgot to charge it. No. No. Come back to life, CPR. I'm trying to do CPR. Oh no. Okay, past that, now I'm very aware that most of you clicked on the video wondering how I would get past the fact that the champion has 6 Pokemon. So even if I had 6 of my own Pokemon that all know Explosion, I would still lose to a tie. But thanks to Arentula, he gave me the exact strat to bypass his issue. Link to his channel will be in the description below. Make sure you check him out. He suggested having my opponent resort to using Struggle, which would inevitably KO himself, as Struggle takes away HP every time they use it. Sounds simple, right? I think not! My first choice for this strat was Railord, but this strat didn't seem to affect him too well because he had such massive HP. So then I chose Witchcast as my next opponent. Why? I forgot why I chose it actually. After a long while of me trying to get them to struggle themselves to faint, I had a realization. The champion is going to use healing items after they get to a certain HP range. Thinking that the champion would eventually take out my entire team with Struggle, since they would just keep healing the struggling Pokemon, I figured it was best just to face the facts. I had to use a revive to win. So after using the item during battle, inevitably making this a failed run, all of my Pokemon was put into the Hall of Shame, along with No. No. I refuse to allow this technicality beat me. So I came back to Wallace and I said, I don't care if you have items. I'm not gonna allow myself to give up so easily. This time around, I had Titanic take out his Wailord, and next up was Horsey, the Pokemon I eventually chose after research for the struggle strat. That is because this Pokemon has the least amount of HP in Wallace's team. Now, as you probably saw, all my Pokemon are at level 100. I did cheat in rare candies to save on time. My thinking behind this was that I needed to tank all of Horsey's attacks and struggles. It was not at all because I wasn't strong enough, since my team proved that they were strong enough to take out an entire team with just Explosion earlier. But later I realized I could have just used Double Team to reduce the amount of damage of my Pokemon, so I didn't actually need to level up at all. Now, after several turns of going back and forth tanking their attacks, Horsey eventually got to healing range. Oh, don't worry my friends, because after yet another set of struggles, Wallace decided to not heal his Pokemon, inevitably allowing his own Pokemon to faint himself. And since all my Pokemon are still okay, except Titanic, I now have enough Pokemon to take out Ugly Mermaid, Lucario, Wishcash, and finally Gyarados. I have now become the champion of the Hoenn region using just Explosion. And now Titanic, Wallace, Seedtot, Reggie Jackson, Datara Girl Boy, and Not the Good Boy have been put into the Hall of Fame, along with Tot, Bellsmart, Uhura, MC Hammer, Groot, Shiitake, Jacques, Joso, Catty Cow, Coughing, Ekans, Priceless, Purpose, Doug and Doug, the actual good boy Norman, and the I Eat Birds Pokemon. With an intense in-game count of 84 hours and 55 minutes. Of course, most of it was due to long training sessions. What? I'm hearing you're not happy with me beating the champion? Wait, you want me to fight the not-so-secret boss in the post-game? Fine, let's see if my team is strong enough for even him. Of course, because Steven has Pokemon of incredible level and defense, having all my Pokemon at level 100 was a necessity. First off was Super Skarmory. Now for this battle, I did resort to using status moves outside of Explosion. Beforehand, when I did so with the champion, it was because I needed to stall Horsey to access Struggle. But here, some of my Pokemon was legit not strong enough for his Pokemon, so I used Curse to boost my physical attack to beat him. Wait, why is there a bad egg in my team? Meh, whatever, probably not a big deal. I brought out Reggie Jackson for his Aggron. Now because he's the one Pokemon on Steven's team that is quad resistant to Explosion, I chose them for my struggle strat. And eventually, he did take himself out. Thereafter, Datara Girl Boy took out Breast's favorite Pokemon, Reggie Jackson got relinquished. Seedtot took out Cradilly. For Steven's final Pokemon, I did need to use one Curse. And with that, I defeated Steven's entire team, using only Wait, what? Why did I white out? No! It was because of that bad egg! Yeah, what? Yeah, I did forget that bad eggs aren't actually Pokemon, and therefore that's why I lost. Anyway, I later caught a Meryl, went to Steven again, and this time, when I faced his Bellsmart Sr., I had another Pokemon on my team. I once again just used one Curse, and once again I defeated Steven. Woo! I was so hyped about this win. This was one of my favorite challenges of all time. So thanks for watching it. Please let me know in the comments below what you thought about the challenge. If you like my content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Lastly, if you have any prayers, please let me know and I'll pray for you. These are very important to me, so please let me know. With that, I say, bye Felicias. Hey guys, thank you very much for watching the entire video. I also want to thank all my Patreons and my YouTube members, Carryfood001, Wild West 16, As of the Boy, Brace Mino, and Batraptor Games. And to all my other Patreons, thank you guys very much. You guys all rock. And with that, I say, farewell.